with the lead. Court. Batista with the catch. Oh! LeBron James with no regard for human life. Hand down, man down.
Yeah, I can see how disrespectful he's being right now.
No, I went to Temecula and brought you some dirt.
Yeah, that's a technical.
Mama, there goes that man.
Welcome back to the Bounce. Happy Thursday, everybody. Kev with you as always with James and Keebler. We will start with you, Keebler. Happy Thursday, brother. How are you doing on this fine evening?
I'm doing very well. Just to piggyback off of what was alluded to last show, I got the job.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So super happy about that. Signed the offer letter and everything. Just waiting for that little background check to clear, and then I'm all set to go. Other than that, pretty good day. Don't really have any complaints. Good mental day to just relax at home with my cats.
Hey.
James, how are you doing today?
Good. I'm trying not to blow my computer because I've got college basketball games going on. I'm nervous for the old Sycamores. They did not have a good bubble day. St. John's won. Mississippi State won, and Providence just beat Creighton, which is I'm nervous. I'm getting nervous for the trees.
No, I hate to hear that one.
That was three bad ones today.
Those are rough. Now, like this, James, you might already know this, but some of the folks at home probably don't. But the Indiana State Sycamores, that's the first and probably most frequent basketball team I've ever seen play, because I grew up out there in them Terre Haute area and got to watch a lot of Sycamores. Honestly never thought I'd see the day that they'd be in the tournament. And I know you were at the MVC, so I'm sure as long as you are down to talk about it, we will spend some time going into that. We can actually do that now if you'd like, however you'd like to do it. I know you're keeping an eye on the college hoop stuff, so I will mention it now, guys. There's going to be a bit of a hostile takeover here at the Bounce. We're predominantly an NBA show, all right, throughout. Yeah, much like the Star Wars nerds taking over our Discord. We love you. Keep doing it.
Yeah, come on down.
We're going to be a lot more college basketball oriented. Shouts out, Ski Mask. We'll be a lot more NCAA oriented for the next couple of weeks, covering college basketball. For the last few years, my college basketball coverage has been on the Last Word on Sports, but now that we are all locked in here on By Side Sports, we're going to be talking about it a lot more. We're going to have a preview episode, a special kickoff. Pacers are done. Yeah. I immediately regret that that whole Contenders thing. I'm embarrassed. Don't ever let me live that one down.
I'm so embarrassed right now, Chuck. I'm so embarrassed.
Yeah, I was with you on that take, so I can't really.
If I had any shame, I'd retire, but luckily can't seem to find any.
Too young for retirement, Kev.
So James, we'll start with you, brother. I know you were at that tournament. You're watching some college games right now. What are you keeping an eye on? And if you want to talk about that tournament, I'd love to hear about it.
Great. Valley tournament was awesome, and we got the two teams in the title game you wanted to. For game purposes, you got ISU, Indiana State, number 1 seed Drake in there. Kenny was there with me. ISU got down 18 in the first half against Drake, came all the way back, took the lead in the second half with the under 5 media, and then Tucker DeVries, who's probably a fringe NBA player, a roster guy, made the play of the game, ISO'd up top, overhelped on defense, one pass, bang, right to the wide open 3-point shooter, and right, game over. They took it from there. So ISU loses, is on the bubble, and everywhere you look, they're either in or out. They're floating that last 4 in, last 4 out category, depending on where you look. And today was not a good day for bubble purposes. Mississippi State beat LSU this morning to probably take a bid, lock themselves in. Then St. John's beat Seton Hall. Depending on who you talk to, may have gotten St. John's in. And then just right now, Providence just upset Creighton, a top 15 team, and probably got Providence in. So not a great day for the old Fighting Sycamores. Still hope, but I think their best bet is Dayton on Tuesday or Wednesday as the last 14, one of the last 4 in.
Well, the perk to that will be is Dayton isn't too far, not too far of a drive,
Mhm.
at least for old
Yep.
Kev. So if that happens,
Yep. If
I
they
got a
make
half
it there,
day
I'll
of-
be there.
half day of PTO, I'll be firing off in an emergency.
Yeah.
Sorry, my uncle's having an appendectomy. Sorry.
Run your Uncle
drive
James Schmeins.
Yep.
Gotta get him from UD Arena.
And no worries,
So,
Kev.
we'll
Will
see,
still
we'll see.
chat. We'll still chat a little NBA here throughout the week, but we're definitely going to focus, especially with March Madness being on the precipice. I know these guys are both double screening it right now, keeping an eye on NCAA stuff. And
Yeah, I got
with
Dayton
our
over
next
there, too.
episode being a very special NCAA only affair when we do our March
Oh,
Madness.
yeah.
Seems like a nice opportunity to transition a little bit. So I will go ahead and pull up the NBA scores currently. Kiba, you got any action tonight, though? I think you cooked up a little parlay before the show. Do you want to share that with the folks at home?
So I did cook up a little live parlay. Well, 3 of them were live, and then one of them hasn't started yet. You can probably guess which game hasn't started yet. And that's the Knicks. The line tonight seems really weird. It's 11.5, and the Trailblazers, I don't want to get any information wrong, so I'm just pulling up the injury report for the Blazers. They have Malcolm Brogdon out, Jeremy Grant out, Shaden Sharp out, Anthony Simons out, Jarris Walker out, and Robert Williams out. So I think for the Knicks to only be like minus 11.5, minus 12, minus 12.5, whichever book you have it on, it's a little weird. So I alternated the line, and I'm going Knicks minus 14.5 at plus money, especially. And for the live scores, I took Nevada to win the first half against Colorado State. I took Indiana to beat Penn State in the first half by 4.5 or more, so 5 or more. And I took Hawaii to win the first half against CSUN. So
Hawaii.
that's $5 to pay out 57, and then I'm gonna put a straight bet of $25 on the Knicks minus 14.5 to double up my money. So that's what we got in the betting corner today.
Hey, last time James tailed you. I believe he made some money. Is that right, James?
I did bet the Nuggets last week when you said do it. So
Now Ken has a problem. I'm assuming when he says those games are the ones that get you, I assume he's referring to the Knicks versus the Trailblazers G League team. Is that the one that he's worried about? Because it would be
probably
like that's the game, right? Where you're like, oh yeah, for sure. As long as, if you're a Pacers fan and you happen to know that 13 of their losses are against teams that are in the lottery, you would know better than to bet on them beating any spread. Honestly, even if they were playing a G League team, they probably play better against the Bucks or the Celtics than they will against a G League team. It's the definition of playing to the level of your opponent. But no, Keebs are actually, you know what? Let me ask James, because Keebs, he's confident enough to bet on it. Do you think this is a trap game for the Knicks? Would you be worried going up against that squad?
Long road trip. It could be. It's man, Trailblazers suck. You said OG's back?
Yeah, OG's back. Last game we beat the 76ers by 30. So in his return.
It could be very well be a trap game, but the Trailblazers are so bad. I think it's not a trap game just for that reason alone. It's just because they're so terrible.
They're
They
bad,
suck.
plus they're missing their 6 main guys, except for no, they're missing Shaden Sharp too. So it's like I don't
So they're
know.
missing a lot of guys, yeah.
Trailblazers by 11.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Jesus.
That's going to pay out well if that hits, I imagine.
I can tell you what that'll pay out, and that's going to be an insane fucking amount. It's gonna be about if they'll even let me do that. I don't even think they will, but
Oh, okay. Well, Ken corrects.
Plus,
Plus
see,
11.5. Okay.
Yeah.
That-
the best you can take the Trailblazers is +4, and even that's +320. So
Yeah, they're not even gonna let you. Yeah.
you can take the Knicks -23.5 at +300. I don't hate that.
Well, that might be the one that gets you in trouble. But looking at the scores here, currently in the NBA, you asked about this one, I think, in the pre-show. So I'll start here. Bucks still down 10 against the Sixers with about 9 minutes in the third. Keebler, did you go against betting on the Bucks to make that comeback?
Yeah, I couldn't bring myself to do that. What's your score say? 67-60?
Mine said 67-57, so maybe it's been updated. Now it's updated to 60, yeah.
So I don't know. I just feel like a team with Giannis and Dame should easily take out a team with Maxey, Tobias Harris, and Oubre as the main three guys. But
you would think
the Bucks have been playing really good defensively too, so I'm pretty surprised. But I don't know. Dame only has 9 points on 7 shots. Giannis, of course, has 15, 6, and 4 because no one can guard him. Excuse me.
Yeah, especially tonight.
Brook Lopez is their second leading scorer with 13. So I don't know. I feel like they'll still pull it out. But I didn't touch it.
That's fair. I wouldn't. Right now, I've got a little poll going up. If you guys are on Twitter at @bite_size sports, we've got a poll right now. Who's the better NBA coach, Doc Rivers or Darvin Ham? Take your bets, place your bets. So far, shockingly, maybe Doc Rivers running away with it. 100% of the votes at last count. But
I agree with that wholeheartedly, to be honest.
I don't disagree with it either.
It's such a tough. It's such a. I mean, I'm taking Doc, but I'm not willingly taking him. Like, I'm mad about it. I'm mad I'm being forced to do it.
And there's a reason why Darvin Ham was the other option there, guys. And don't worry, they both suck. And they also, I don't think anyone gets quoted more in our Discord than Darvin Ham.
Yeah,
and Doc Rivers.
He's loved in the Cord.
Oh my goodness, fellas. This one says, I wish I could tell Mike Brown, when you play offense, just let us know what you're going to run so we can stop it. So this one just goes up in our bulletin board. This one goes right next to, I think, Doc Rivers saying, I told them they should wait to fire their coach till after the All-Star game. Maybe don't hire me before this long road trip. That's going to be really hard.
How do you pronounce the word Louvre?
The Louvre, yeah.
The Louvre, yeah.
Hang it in the Louvre.
Hang it in the Louvre.
I was like, dude, why do these coaches say these things with microphones in front of their face? I don't understand what has happened.
Things.
I did not see the D'Lo interview clip.
Yeah,
John,
I have seen it. It's not great.
Not great? No? Is it worth pulling up?
Was it the one about Dennis Schroeder? And he was like, oh, yeah, we played and we got swept. He's not. Was it that interview?
No, I don't think that's the one John's talking about. Let me see if I can find it. I don't believe that's the one he's talking about.
John, if it's handy, send it to me in the main chat over in our Discord, the Bounce channel, and I will get it pulled up because I'm sure it was great. The one about steaks, he said. I have not heard. I've missed it.
Yeah, I'll find it here.
While you pull that up, guys, talking of the Philadelphia 76ers, let me get this one pulled up. They made a big splash, guys. I thought all of the free agents that could be signed had been signed already, but I forgot about someone, admittedly, all kidding aside, who probably still has some upside to him, some potential there. That's right. Kai Jones got a 10-day, baby. What are our thoughts here? Keebler, we'll start with you.
I mean, I like that move a lot. Aside from having CTE, like, he's a pretty good basketball player. So, I don't know.
You're not lying.
He's like the first basketball player ever to have CTE. So it's like, I don't know how to handle it locker room wise, but from a pure basketball perspective, I like the move. I feel like it's a low risk, high reward to just take him on a 10-day and see what he's got. That's basically all I got for that.
You know, I will just kind of piggyback on you there. I think exactly why you said it. It's low risk. Maybe he'll inject a little energy and be a solid rotational piece. I don't see him getting a big chunk of minutes at all, but you know, for as a team that's deals with injuries a decent amount, it can't hurt. And yeah, his antics outside of the court are very odd at times, and I probably shouldn't even call them antics with the CTE being involved. But yeah, he does some things on Twitter that draws maybe negative attention, but hopefully he's in a better place than that now. And I'm all about second chance. He's a young guy too, so was the 19th pick in the 2021 draft, so still a full career ahead of him if he can get things right. And I also, who can blame someone for not being able to figure it out in the Charlotte Hornets organization? James, what do you think?
I'm still searching here.
Oh, no worries.
I don't think he's gonna do anything. Period. There's a reason. Again, reason he's been out of the league all year. Keebler, I love your CTE comment. That's really funny. He's just gonna be on the team. Okay, gosh, got it. All right, I'll pull up. Thank you, Johnny boy. Sorry, I'm preoccupied trying to track this thing down.
No worries, no worries. If you've got it, I'll let you pull it up.
I got to pull up Discord here first, and we'll have it.
Let's see. I'm going to check on the other scores here. Oh, wait. Nate says IU giving Penn State the business. Well, that's good. You don't hear that every day right now in Hoosier Nation. That's good for your bet there, Keebler.
That is good. I did take him -4.5. So,
bro.
I thought I was going to sneak it past you.
K-Say all day. I'm trying to sneak me off.
My cash out went up too. I just need Nevada to pull through. They're only down like 5 with like 9.5 minutes to go. So there's still time on that too.
Which one? Sorry.
Nevada and Colorado State.
Oh, that's right.
My cash out was down to like $1. Now it's at like 3.10. So
I'm waiting.
Let's go. Put it all. Bet it all.
Let's go.
Hammer the over.
But yeah, for all my betting guys at home, one tip that if you don't want to wait the whole game for your bet to cash, take the team that you expect to win to just win the first half, or if it's the NBA, even the first quarter. So that way you get paid out a little sooner if that happens. But if I'm going first quarter, I usually like taking underdogs. So do with that information what you will.
I love it. And, you know, Nate mentions here, I'm a big believer in mid-major conference tourneys. They are a lot of fun to attend, and we can take his word on that. I'm about to actually share this. Hopefully it pops up okay here. It looks like it's awfully zoomed in. So let me zoom out here. This was Nate's photo from the Horizon League, right? Where was he at here?
Yep.
Horizon League finals in Indianapolis, live on the scenes. We had two correspondents in for the conference tournaments here. So shout out to Nate.
I just didn't take any pictures. Nate's a better team member than I am.
Nate is I don't know. I won't say single-handedly, but Nate does great work for our Instagram with all that damn live event coverage, dude.
Yeah, I'm not any good there.
Hustling whenever he's out there. So shout out to you, brother. We always appreciate that. And no worries, James. We still appreciate it. It's still awesome to be able to talk to you about it afterwards. And speaking of talking to you about it, there's another tweet I wanted to pull up here from your Sycamores. I will maybe say our beloved Sycamores, but you actually have a little more skin in that game. So check this one out.
We're pro Sycamores.
History has been made. Indiana State is the first program in MVC history to have 5 players all league selection and have a player earn Sixth Man of the Year. So there are the names. Any thoughts on that?
It's wild that all 5 of those dudes, they all very much deserve. Those dudes are good. But to see all 5 actually on the all-conference teams is wild. So good for them. Again, put the boys in. Put them in Dayton. Give it to us. They deserve it.
If that doesn't help get you in, man, I don't know what would. It's a nice little helper for the resume. checking on some scores real quick. The Celtics.
Good news
did
is
finish
we
off
have the
the
clip
Suns
up. So I'm gonna pop it here.
127 to 112, and then we will pivot to the clip. Sixers are up 6 still, by the way. So James, you have that clip, sir?
Yep, pulling it up right now.
Also, good news: Nevada back to within 2. So
Let's go. All right, we're closing in on that money.
Make some sound.
hopefully, fingers
Here we go,
crossed.
boys. Pulling up full screen.
Oh boy.
Knowing what was at stake, obviously their team just right above you guys in the standing, a couple of spots ahead of you guys.
So you know what's at stake coming into tonight. Does that make this even more frustrating, or even just more frustrating?
I didn't know what was at stake.
They were two games ahead of you guys in the standings. Obviously, they already won the season series, but now they're 3 games ahead. And you guys are, I think, 3 behind for 7th now.
I mean, now I know what's at stake.
Knowing what was at stake, obviously their team just
Wow.
a couple spots ahead of you guys.
Holy
Okay,
cow. And here we go. Question, once you watch it, do you put that on Darvin Ham more than D'Lo himself? James, we'll start with you. I certainly have a lot of opinions about this. Maybe I'll wait. I'll go last.
Hey, man. Oh,
It's not
I
good.
don't. It's not good, regardless of who you pick. It's bad. I guess I'd put that on coaching. Like, at least tell them what, you need to beat these guys that are ahead of us. That's so bad.
My favorite quote, one of my favorite quotes from one of my favorite movies growing up, and I maybe made this reference in a podcast last night, so forgive me if you watched it. Remember the Titans? He says, attitude reflects leadership, Captain. So while I would say as a player on any team, I mean, I can't believe the LeBron James that I grew up rooting for would be in D'Lo's ass when he gets in the locker room. For how did he not it's amazing, that there would be anybody on the team that wouldn't know that. But I'm used to, maybe that's what Darvin Ham is thinking. He's used to LeBron just being the coach, and he'll have everybody in line, he'll have everybody locked in. But that is pathetic to me. Yes, the player should absolutely know, and if you're a professional, it's your job to know where. I mean, yes, you're supposed to play every game like it's the one you're going to win. Every game's the NBA Finals, whatever. Yeah. But that's a really important game that you should know that they're 2 games ahead of you in the standings, and coach should know it. It should be in your scouting report that you're handed. I don't know if those are still printed out like they were in my day. They're probably on tablets, but it should be in front of you multiple times over the couple of days before you're playing them. In my humble opinion, massive L for everybody. Keebler, what are your thoughts?
I feel like even if you didn't know what's at stake, apparently, you shouldn't say it. That,
don't admit that. Yeah.
That just comes off really bad. If I were him, I would have just been yeah, we played a bad game against one team that we could see in the playoffs or the play-in, whatever. But I don't know. I feel like it's more on the coaching staff, not necessarily Darvin Ham, because it's not entirely on him. But I feel like the coaching staff as a whole should have made it known, guys, they're only ahead of us by X amount of games in the standings. This game's pretty important. And then as a player, you should know where you're at in the standings and who's ahead of you and who you're chasing. So
yeah, what are we here for?
So it just doesn't – that just sets a bad look on the Lakers, maybe in the fact that along with the coaching staff, it's just showing their unpreparedness overall, and that could definitely – their talent can't carry them the entire way. It's going to rely on the little things, knowing how you have to play with higher energy, knowing that team's barely ahead of you. I watched that game. The Kings couldn't miss a 3-point shot. Harrison Barnes hit 4 threes in the fourth quarter, 4 or 5.
Jesus.
Keegan Murray was letting you up too. They just couldn't miss. So I don't know. That game as a whole was just a bad look on the Lakers' part, especially when you played them in the right. They played them in the playoffs last year. Or am I bugging?
No, because they got upset. The Kings got beat by the Warriors in the first round.
Yes, you're right.
Yep.
So especially when the Kings have that chip on their shoulder. You just gotta know at the end of the day.
It's so yeah, you're a professional, man. It blows my mind. John's in here saying I knew how many games behind or ahead we were in 10U travel baseball. Yeah, I could never understand that, man. Like when I'm going out to play disc golf by myself, I know what my score was last round, so I can try to beat it. I don't know, man. It's weird. Some of us, I guess, are more competitive about everything. And D'Lo is incredibly talented. No one's going to argue that. Like what he can do on the basketball court, he'd work any and every single person you'd ever see at a YMCA and in most gyms across the world. But it's the last month of the season. There's not much time left. I could maybe give you a pass in November or December if you say something like that. If you're like, well, I didn't think there were a lot of stakes in this game, but that's ridiculous. And to echo Keebler's point, which was kind of how we got here in the first place, because I keep saying, how can Darvin Ham and Doc Rivers continue to say such stupid things in front of the public? This one just goes even further because now we've got players being stupid about how little they care about this season. So Darvin Ham, I think it's done, if I'm being honest. I honestly was never 100% sold that he was going to be the guy anyway. I thought there was a chance because he was a former player, he'd have more of LeBron's respect and that if he was a good coach, it could go well. But now that we've seen and heard what's going on between the ears there, I'm not necessarily sold that Darvin Ham is the guy for this team or for any team for that matter. Might be a great assistant coach somewhere. Or he may elect to do what Glenn Big Baby Davis is doing in his post NBA career.
Could do that.
I don't know, guys. What do you think about this? At one time, I used to shoot porno.
All I know
Really
is that
like that job.
Jordan played against plumbers and electricians, and LeBron played against Twitch streamers, podcasters, and porn directors.
Yes. Oh my God. Yep, guys, we got into the wrong business. We should be interviewing Big Baby Davis right now on our
we get him on the pod. We'll get some people on here.
That'd be electric. Let me see if I can pull some strings. I'll see.
Shout out to him, right? Yeah. Hey, fingers crossed. Shout out to him though for beating that unfortunate curse of most famous athletes and being broke 3 years after retirement. I hear, I wouldn't know, but I hear that that's a very booming industry. You can make a lot of money doing that stuff. So I don't know anything about it. It's weird. So anyway, where were we? What were we talking about? Something productive, right?
Sidetracked. Got sidetracked.
Squirrel.
How much the Lakers suck.
Oh yeah, we were talking about the greatest coaches in the world and all of that. That actually that gets us caught up with some of the wackier stories, some of the fun stuff you can catch in our Discord when we're messaging each other at work saying what the hell is going on here. And boys, what the hell is going on in the world of college hoops? James, you've been watching a couple of games. Any score updates for us? Any big news?
When our boy Nate said, "Oh yeah, SDSU, they won today." Nate's like, and he comes in just guns a blazing.
Welcome back,
always
Herbie.
the Owls, baby. When Nate said his Hoosiers were beating up on Penn State, I assume they were really kicking their ass. They're up 5. So
that's big. That's really big for them boys.
Not
hey, listen,
really
I did see a news report that said Embiid's not coming back anytime soon. So just want to let you know, Justin Herbert, in case you guys end up slipping out of the play-in.
Keebs, John says, if you get Big Baby Davis on the bounce, he'll buy you a Giants jersey, but it's going to be Kyle Rudolph. So,
John, you'll have to get a Tiki Barber jersey.
Is it Tiki or Ronnie? Which one is Saquon dead to? Is it Tiki? Yeah, it's
Tiki
Tiki.
Barber. That's why. We're at half an hour in. Fuck Saquon, bro. Like, genuinely, I had to just voice it somewhere. Like,
Go ahead, brother. Hey, football's
Let it
bounce. We
out,
say that
man.
every
Let
once.
it
Let's have it.
out.
We have a football. I don't know if I have the banner, but you know what? Here, the floor is yours, brother. Let's talk about it.
you
Saquon.
guys, I don't know. We offer you the same amount of money last season. You don't take it, and then we say, okay, we're gonna let you walk, whatever. If you went to the Texans, perfect. Like, I would have been rooting for you. If you went to the Chargers, I would have been rooting for you. If you went to the
It's
Ravens,
like Derrick Henry going to the Ravens. I can cheer for him. Like,
yeah,
not
if
happy
you
he's
would've went
gone,
to the
but whatever.
if you would have went to anyone else that's not named the Cowboys or Eagles, I would have been rooting for you wholeheartedly.
Mm-hmm.
Except you go to the Eagles. You're only going to play 5 games this year. Whatever. I don't know. We got Devin Singletary as your replacement. We upgraded our offensive line finally because we were able to take the money that we didn't give you. So, I like the Giants offseason moves. Don't get me wrong. I like them a lot. But I really, 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 really hate Saquon. Really, really badly.
Yeah, that's not all we got, Herbert.
Yeah. Okay. You know what, James? You wanna gloat a little bit? You wanna talk about the good times you're having?
So I was pro not firing Vrabel. I'm very on board with that. But however, it is very nice to see our offense coming into the 21st century where you have to throw the ball past the line of scrimmage. We ran a offense where it was like the 1910s, maybe the 1800s. However, we signed a mega linebacker. We signed Tony Pollard. We signed Kenneth Murray, like Justin Herbert said, who super freak athlete, not very good though, which that's not very good for our defense. We signed Cheeto as cornerback, but the big one, boys, big rumors were Calvin Ridley was re-signing with the Jaguars and or the Patriots, right? No, he's going to Tennessee. $92 million. Why can we afford to pay him? Because for 3 straight draft picks, we're not going to have to make a single second contract for any of those guys because they all suck. So we have to upgrade in free agency. And I'm done with social media being like, you guys wouldn't pay A.J. Brown, but you'll give an older Calvin Ridley a bigger contract. Different regime. Them guys got fired. John Robinson got fired for that fucking move. You can attempt to fix that problem. You don't have to just sit around and live in hell with, like, yes, I would rather have A.J. Brown. However, give me Calvin Ridley, DeAndre Hopkins, Pollard, Spears. We need to draft Joe Alt in the first round and the 7th pick so Kev can hate his life and be pissed.
Yes.
We're trending in the right direction. We're trending in a fun direction, which is exciting for us. We'll beat the Colts next year.
And that probably will happen, maybe not. But I will say I agree with you on that. I've gotten a few chuckles out of seeing those AJ Brown tweets. And
it's so stupid. It's
the reply
everywhere.
to that should be the Michael Scott slamming the desk saying thank you. Like, yes, that's why the last guys got fired because they wouldn't pay AJ Brown.
Fired the day after AJ Brown torched his ass
with asthma, and they said
cost
that'll
him
work.
His job. Yeah. Cost him his job, and it cost Vrabel his job ultimately because you let one of the best young receivers in the league just walk for pennies on the dollar. We got, like you said, we got Treylon Burks back, who has done absolutely nothing except get injured in the NFL.
It's just bonkers to me. It's
That-
like
that-
you
that
made that
God,
mistake.
so
You
annoying.
stick with it now. You can't pay this other receiver because you should have.
Yeah.
They can't go back and pay AJ Brown, my dudes.
Yeah,
I
too
hate
late.
that I'm sticking up for a
Gone.
Titans fan here. Look what you made me do. But since we're here, since we're talking about our football teams, why
let's
don't
talk-
I
let's talk that Colts.
a little bit.
Talk
Let's go on the
Colts,
Colts
huh?
here
Let's
for a second.
get it out, Kev. Get it out.
Before you do that,
get in
Justin
here.
Herbert, the Sixers are going to go crazy in the playoffs in the first round when they're on their couch.
And he's pumped about a
Sorry,
baseball. We'll have to get a baseball's bounce to banner. But here we go. It's Colts time, baby. So
Let it
Chris
out,
Ballard,
Kev.
every year we go through this stuff with Chris Ballard. He's going to trade back probably. Oh, we've actually got some money to play around with this year. He's not going to overspend, and that's fine. Bargain bin Ballard. He'll make a couple good moves. And at first I was happy, you know, a lot of good re-signings. I was fine with Michael Pittman Jr.'s deal. Maybe it might be a personal overpay for me, but when you look at the market and you look at it, they're going to save money by not having him on the franchise tag this year. That's about what they would be paying for a wide receiver of that caliber. So I was okay with that. I was okay with the re-signings, even some of the smaller ones that, that's not really moving the needle for most folks. But like, I was happy to see Tyquan Lewis brought back. He improved. And then, guys, the Colts go and give $8.7 million with 4.5 of it guaranteed for a 1-year deal on comeback player of the year. And in my opinion, fluke season, Joe Flacco is going to be the backup quarterback to Anthony Richardson. In what world does that fucking make sense?
They both run. They both use their legs. You know, very similar offenses can be ran with them.
Yeah, exactly. You could call all the same plays, all those RPOs you like to call, all those little bubble screens and shit. Now, the one thing I will say I have to give Joe Flacco over Gardner Minshew is arm strength, and he'll get the ball out of his hands quicker because Joe Flacco at least won't have happy feet and be running around like he's playing on Madden at All Pro or something. He's just going to roll out and try to throw off his back foot every time. But that's not good enough for me personally. I don't understand. You're going to have two completely separate playbooks in case Anthony Richardson goes down. And I love AR. I hope he's not hurt. But he played 2.5 games or 3 games last season. The insurance policy should have a pretty high premium, if you ask me. So I don't mind them overpaying for a backup quarterback. But when you overpay for a dude who's 47 and somehow by a string of miracles was called up off the couch in whatever week it was, he was the Browns' 8th option. And yeah, he had a decent run for half a season. You expect him to do that again or improve upon that? I sure as hell don't after another year. Man, the Colts Chris Ballard disappoints me every single year. Go draft. Yeah, good job.
Honest to God, Kev, not just shitting on him as a Titans fan. He's gotten 8 years there. He oversaw all the problems at quarterback. Why? How is he still there? That one is mind-blowing to me.
Dude, his hot seat is like a what are those called? A crock pot. You know, he's been lightly simmering for the last 8 years. Now it's better. Now, when you look at the previous regime, I'll give you this. Chris Ballard never traded for, speaking of Richardson's, what was it? Trent Richardson. Chris Ballard's never done something that stupid.
Yeah.
You know, it has been worse. You know, there are things that he's done well, but no, this was the 1 year that all Colts, they need a corner real bad. There's a million. And there's not a million. 2/3 of the starting free safeties in the NFL are free agents right now.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, Colts, go get you a couple of veteran DBs. Nah, we're good. We're gonna build it in the draft. Well, okay, well, you can do both. You have money this year to spend. And I didn't mind. I saw Gardner Minshew go get paid. Yeah, go get paid. Go be Oakland's problem or Las Vegas's problem. Whatever. It's fine. I wish you the best. But Joe Flacco, my God, dude. What are we doing?
I'll take Gardner Minshew over Jimmy G. Absolutely.
True. That's
Gardner
true.
got paid, though. He got some money now.
You see here, he and Max had one of the first questions they asked him when he got there was, have you and Crosby had the little ass boy conversation? Because you remember that? They played last year, and he kept calling Minshew a little ass boy.
I did not see that. I appreciate that, Herbert. I'll take round 4.
Ooh, there we go.
Mid-round prospect, high upside. Mid-round.
You got that knee right, you know. You're ready to go.
That's my guy, Herbert out there. He pumps us up.
And there you go, folks. That has been Football's Bounce 2, a segment that finally has a name. We will continue to keep alive here on Thursdays, especially when it is football season. Well, guys, that as far as the pre-selected topics and everything that I had, that hits it. What other games do we have live that we want to talk about?
Let's see.
Pull up some
Keebs,
NBA
your
games.
boy.
Pull up.
The Bucks took the lead. They're up 1.
Oh, sorry, Herbo.
88-87.
Sorry, I didn't bet on it.
Herbert says I will pump everyone up.
76ers down 1.
But
Big matchup between the Wizards and the Rockets. Rockets up 13. Clippers beating the Bulls by 14. Stunning development in the history of mankind.
Oh, look at that. A good team beating the Bulls. Although I will say, second half of back-to-back.
Celtics got the Suns by 15 tonight. Mavs Thunder tonight, but I think isn't Luka out? I think he's out tonight.
Yeah, Luka's out. That's why I was leaning on Kyrie for 3.
82% in favor of the Thunder for the matchup predictor. Yeah, they're 9.5-point favorites tonight. Ooh, might not be. It's one of those that sucks. It's like that should be a great game, but now it's like,
yeah,
right now.
he's out.
Yeah, Justin Herbert. Once we get our starting center and our All NBA power forward back, we should be a force in the East. Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
I hope Embiid comes back though, because that would be a fun series.
Yeah, I agree.
It's gonna be that one's gonna be hard for me, because I'm assuming at that point the Pacers are on the couch like I am watching, so I might have to pull for old Buddy Love in that series. Pacer legend.
You're gonna have to find a new team to cheer for, man. You're press X to doubt on the Pacers.
No, we're gonna light the beam, baby. We're gonna go all in on the king. Light the beam. Which, by the way, shout out to everybody watching. We appreciate you. Get your questions in the chat if you would like. We got a bunch of folks over on Twitter, so happy to see y'all over there. Apologies to anybody that normally watches us on Facebook. I know we're my personal accounts have been taken down. I don't know why. It's erroneous.
Yeah, he got an appeal. It's erroneous. Yeah, he lost
with the highest courts in this country.
One of my favorite DMs I've got from you recently was that. Trying to explain to me what happened. I was like, what? I was like, huh? You what? You lost your what? I'm confused.
Yeah, they blocked me. They said I either infringed on someone's rights or broke the law, but they don't tell me what post did that. I can't imagine what it would have been. And then they send you an alert that says like, go check your email. And then it took me a while to actually, because I used my cell phone number as my login like 10 years ago. I made that switch. I don't remember what fucking email this thing links to. You think I'd check my Facebook emails? I'm not my grandpa,
Facebook,
dude. So I finally found it and filed my appeal, but that I might as well. I could order something from Alibaba tomorrow, and I think we can place bets on what gets resolved first. So we'll see you in a month on Facebook. But so make sure you like and subscribe here on YouTube, and maybe go follow us on Twitter, because I think as long as I keep paying that $8 a month, they're not gonna kick us off Twitter. So we got that going for us.
Just keep paying our way.
Any other score updates in the wild world of college hoops there, James or Keith?
They're not giving Nevada any foul calls, and it's really starting to piss me off.
Pissing him off.
The fix is in, he says.
Whatever. Nevada's down 11. Chalk that bet. Whatever.
Dayton's up 4. Duquesne. IU. Halftime. IU is up by 5. Nate, if you're still in the chat, let's make a friendly bet on the Huskers IU if they play tomorrow.
That's crazy because I think IU minus 4.5 first half, so that's convenient.
They did cover. Nate, if you are in the chat, please acknowledge said bet. Let's look that up. Do they play? That's a good question. Let's see if I can blow this computer up anymore.
There we go. We're gonna run this thing right past the red.
Yeah, Herbert, Colorado State is going crazy.
Man, just balling out. Nevada apparently not getting the calls. I can't say they're not looking great. I'm not watching it. Keebler sounds
they're
like
not looking great either. They're just not getting any calls.
They heard somebody knows somebody, and they went against your bet. Nico Batum is worthless.
I mean, 2 minutes left. A 9-point comeback isn't exactly unheard of, but it's probably a long shot.
Justin, I will take things you can hear in the French national team's huddle for 800, please.
Nate, Shuey, Huskers, IU tomorrow. Take the bet if you're around. If you're not here, you're soft. You ain't built for it.
Oh, there we go. We'll circle
IU
back
has to
with
get
him
there
in a bit.
first, Nate.
Yeah, that's I know that face Zach man's locked in on that bet. Yep.
And Colorado State hit another 3. What the hell, bro?
And down goes Nevada's.
That was the one. It wasn't the Knicks. It was the damn Nevada Colorado State was the trap game, apparently.
Yep.
Yeah, apparently.
Jesus criminy.
Vegas made a call. That's exactly what it is.
Yep, somebody's watching.
B-Dubs
Yeah,
called it in.
All right, let me turn this game off so I don't get mad.
Oh, well, no worries. I guess here, the last thing I can look at, we will pull up, of course, as always, our weekend preview. But as far as it goes with the NCAA tournament, James, what do we still have? What still needs to drop before we hit Selection Sunday? Who's still in the mix?
For our trees to get where they need to, we really need we want Baylor to beat Cincinnati tonight, and Baylor's down 10-1 right now. We need Marquette to beat Villanova. That game is tied at 15, 10 minutes left. We really need Villanova to lose that game. What else do we got? I think Boise State needs to win tonight. I got to get down to the game's not played yet. Let's see. Yeah, Boise State needs to beat New Mexico tonight. Those are the big ones. And the Colorado-Utah is a big one, too. I think we want Utah to beat Colorado and knock them out. So there's a lot of moving pieces. Just on the bubble front, it was rough sledding today. Not saying it's over, but it wasn't great either.
Might not always be the trees, but we're going to hope it is. And, of course, if it's Thursday night and it's the bounce, it is always time for the weekend preview before we get on out of here. Of course, a lot of us are going to be keeping our eyes on these tournaments to see who's going where. Selection Sunday will be a big deal in most bite-sized sports households. But, gentlemen, what about these games here? We've got Suns, Hornets, Heat, Pistons. What a Friday night. Magic, Raptors. What was that? Pelicans, Clippers might be the game of the night. Nuggets, Spurs, Hawks, Jazz. Anything sticking out to you, James?
Clippers, Pelicans is kind of fun. Yeah, I mean, that's
the
about
6
the best.
point. Yeah.
It's a tough Friday slate, isn't it? Yeah, so
shouts out, Justin.
Later, Herbert.
Thank
As
you,
always, the
always,
Owls.
brother. Thank you, sir. We always appreciate you.
Yeah, Clippers Pelicans is your go-to if you're looking for basketball that's non-college basketball tomorrow night.
Yeah, I got no league pass picks for you on Friday. What you got, Keebler?
I think that Nuggets Spurs game is going to be a lot better than people think. Seeing how Wemby can guard Jokic is going to be fun.
Yeah, you know what? I'll give you that. The spread's 10.5, which I honestly think is pretty fair. I do think it could be a game that's close for about 3 quarters. Though I think it could be a lot of fun to watch. At the very least, the first half would be fun. And like you said, if it depending on how things go in the Wemby versus Jokic matchup, it may be worth watching. Just keeping a screen open on that, just to watch those two go at it back and forth, possession by possession. So, yeah, I'll give you that one. Man, a throwback. Atlanta Hawks, Utah Jazz. Man, there used to be a time when that would be a good game. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday night, March 16th, guys. I will be calling some fights. Be calling Renegade Rumble that night up in Foster. Check it out. Carnage Media pay-per-view. So I'll be catching all the highlights for these. Of course, I'm not going to watch the Pacers-Nets game because the Nets are bad, so the Pacers will probably lose that one. Cavs, Rockets. Anything else? Keeves, we'll start with you because I see the Knicks and the Kings down there at 10 p.m. How do you feel about your boys going into Sacramento to get the win?
In Sacramento, I really don't know.
Tough game. That's tough.
I really don't know. I mean, we have the perimeter defense to actually, not to throw any shade at the Lakers or anything, but to actually guard perimeter shooters. So that being said, I think we lose by about 4. I think it'll be a game for sure. But Brunson's better than Fox, guys. Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, that's tough. Those might be. I might be willing to debate you on another day, but as of right now, the other thing I can attest, I can vouch for your boys, even though they're in a different conference. I bet they'll understand the weight of this game even better than the Lakers did. I bet the Knicks will feel like this is an important one to them with only 4 weeks left in the regular season. I
think we're only 2 games out of the 2 seed right now, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but we want that. We want that 2 for.
Let's take a look.
Whoever's probably going to be I think we'll probably play the Heat first round. I really want to play the Magic first round so badly, but
yeah, you want to beat up on the young new guys and the fact that they got every new playoff team's got to take their lumps. I get it. I'd want that too. Should be like, hey kids. Sorry, what'd you say, James?
Knicks are 3.5 back from the 2 seed. Behind
the
Cavs and the Bucks.
We don't have a tough stretch coming up, but we have a couple big games that we need to take.
Ooh, did you guys see who's first in the Western Conference?
I did. And hang on, I have something for this.
It's the Nuggets, right?
It was always the Nuggets.
It is.
Always the Nuggets, Steve. Since last December, since 2022 December.
I think it's going to be a Knicks and Nuggets finals. That's my prediction.
Oh. You got one. You got half of that right. I won't tell you which half is right.
Oh, I'll
leave that open for interpretation.
I would hate it. I can't lie to you.
I think after watching some ESPN, they finally had a not brain dead take, and they said that the Heat just aren't becoming as well oiled of a machine at this point of the season as they normally do to gear up for the playoffs. So
yeah, because it's an even year. Yeah, it's every other year. I've been trying to tell you guys this. The Heat. Every other year. This is the down year. This is the bad year. Next year.
Bad year, yep.
All the way to the Eastern Conference Finals at least next year for the Heat. Mark it. I'm going to make up for that Pacers take right now. Next year, Heat will be back. This year, not going to do it.
Breaking
what
news,
about
the Heat finish 15th seed in the East?
Warriors Lakers. Of course, this is the one. Everybody, this was cast the widest net, right? This is the ABC 8:30 game. People will watch it. Steph, LeBron. I'm not breaking any new ground here. So what do we think, James? Who do you got? Warriors, Lakers. Lakers are at home. Warriors are much better on the road than they were last year.
Yeah. Give me the Warriors. 36-31 versus 34. Give me the Warriors to take this one. I'm going to go with the Warriors.
You like the Warriors? All right. Keebs, what do you think?
Just to be different, I'm going to go with the Lakers. Hopefully the realization of what's at stake is going to settle in with them. And I think they'll take one. I think one of the last games they played, it went to like double overtime or triple overtime, double, triple, something like that. And the Lakers took it. So I'm going to predict this game to go to overtime. Lakers are going to win.
Nice. I am going to go against you, Keebler. I'm going to go with the Warriors because, although you won't hear me beating the drum for Steve Kerr as a phenomenal coach very often, I'm taking him over Darvin Ham. So let's see. Based on what I've seen the Lakers in the last few days, I wouldn't pick them to beat a lot of teams in this league until they decide to pay attention to where they're at and all that good stuff. So give me the Warriors. Hopefully the Lakers don't get embarrassed. Or you know what? Actually, I take that back. Hopefully the Lakers get embarrassed at home on national television because I don't know what else will wake them up other than, a bunch of ice baths or something. I have no idea. But they need to kick it into gear if they're going to have any sort of hope. So let's move into Sunday, March 17th. What will we be watching? We've got the big one right there at 1 p.m., Suns and Bucks. Of course, that 3:30 game could be good. Yep. And that's about all I'm seeing, guys. We'll start with you, Keebler. Which of those or of any of these games are you going to be paying attention to the most?
I'm going to go Heat Pistons. The Pistons have been getting back into gear. I want to see the Heat beat a bad team after they just lost to the Wizards the other night. I think that could be a pivotal game for the Heat to hopefully get back in stride. So I think I'm going to be paying attention to that. But I think from like a normal fan's perspective, I think I'll go with the Nuggets Mavericks, given how the Mavericks are also my second favorite team. If Luke is healthy, that's going to be a battle.
Yeah, I think that's the big if. Yeah, as long as Luke is healthy, that's a great game, I think. A couple of MVP candidates in the mix going at it. I'm sure they'll have their moments where they go back and forth. So I'm definitely rooting for Luka to be in that game. James, what about you? I'm assuming you also will be paying more attention to Nugs Mavericks, but any thoughts on that or Bucks Suns?
Yeah, Nugs Mavericks is fun. I do like Heat's take on the Heat Pistons. That's a good take. Suns Bucks at 1 is fun there. Obviously, we're not playing that. That's a really fun one. 2 potential title aspiration teams. Very fun game in Milwaukee at 1 o'clock there too. However, it's conference championship Saturday, guys. Like, we got more important stuff to watch. And selections at 6 o'clock. Like, come on.
I'm really hoping that the Mavericks win so Luka gets some respect put on his name for MVP. I think this stretch is really what's going to do it for him. I mean, I don't know how he can't be averaging like a 35-point triple-double, but whatever.
You would think. You would think. I mean, I think he's got my vote at this point, but I don't have one. So, not yet. One of these days.
Not yet, dog. Not yet.
It should be. He should finish his career with like 6 of them, but
Oh, that won't happen. Voter fatigue, dude. That'll never happen. We'll always get a couple of Steve Nashes sprinkled in there. Kev for president. I'll take it. I would never.
Yeah.
Would never actually run.
Nate,
but
now
I
that
can
you're
at least say I
back
got
paying
one.
attention.
Ooh,
Now that you're paying attention. Shuey, IU, Husker game tomorrow night.
You're going to be running against Aaron Rodgers and Steph Curry if you decide to.
Yeah. Hey, I'll take VP. Yeah. Me and I'll be competing against A-Raj.
Let's go. Hey, I big fan of the Kennedy family, so I'd hate to have to go against JFK's nephew. I think it's his nephew. Yeah. Robert Kennedy.
Yes, Robert is his nephew. Right.
Poor guy. Sounds like he's literally swallowing gravel while he's trying to talk to you. I always feel bad for him. It's probably what Dickie V sounds like after a game.
Maybe you'll have a chance. Maybe you'll have a chance against Aaron Rodgers. He's not necessarily familiar with winning, so.
Nate, fucking take the bet.
Nate's lobbing out his own bet. He's dodging your bet and saying, why do I have to take I'm also a Hoosiers fan. Why do I have to take shots of the Lord? My teammate.
Bro, shut up. Take the bet.
See, when I was growing up, it didn't matter. You could be a Hoosiers fan and a Sycamores fan because they were on 2 very different levels. Nowadays, it's like, oh, they're still at 2 very different levels, and Indiana State's better. But I'm going to love them both. I don't care. There's 300 college teams. You're not going to make me pick one when it comes to basketball. Get over it. I love them both, but I'm not taking a shot. He said, I didn't hear the bet because it's loud where I am. Oh, okay.
Oh,
send me a message with it. Oh, I see what we're doing here. Deny, John. Always
deny.
Always do it. Well, Nate.
Shuey, Nebraska beats IU tomorrow. That's the bet.
I'll put it in here. There you go. And we'll say
it's everywhere.
Nate, I put it everywhere. People in Twitch are going to be like, what is this guy talking about? Shuey, sure. Yeah, let us know, Nate. We're waiting on you now, which is actually great because every time, I swear to God, every time I say, might be a light show tonight. I don't know if every time you can guarantee it's going to be an hour. Every time he says, 100%. I'm in. Woo!
All right. You guys
got to do it, baby.
Through the screen.
On the show, on our March Madness show, Monday or Tuesday, when we do our March Madness preview show, Casey is going to take that Shuey and hand it to Nate for me. They say
Mm.
all day. All day.
Got to love a live shoey. And since we're here and we're talking about when folks will see us next live, I will kick it to you, James. Where can the folks at home find you other than Thursday night?
You can catch us. It will be Monday or Tuesday. I don't think we've nailed down the date yet because, Trevor, we're going to do a March Madness preview show on here, special edition of The Bounce. You can also catch me every Wednesday at 9 p.m. on our sister station, Dweeb, talking Star Wars. Ooh, Nate's going to do a shoey of Malort. That's disgusting. Come on down, join us, or you can just catch us on Discord. You can catch me talking Titans on Fireside Sports. Appreciate all you guys. I see all of you floating around in there. There's a bunch of people watching. We appreciate you guys more than you'll ever know.
He is absolutely right. And Keebler, where can the good folks at home find you?
You can find me in the Discord, and you can find me right here on X and Instagram at the Knicks Stop. So
that is right. Oh boy, we are ending at just the right time. I don't know if you guys heard that thunder, but it sounded like somebody just tried to jump through my window.
Megastorm coming through. Megastorm coming.
Before I get booted off the internet, I will just say to all of you, yes, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We're gonna have that bonus bounce Monday or Tuesday. Check us out, bitesizesports.com, if you are interested in betting, especially during March Madness. James has been helping Trevor with his model to bet over and unders.
Nate just whoa. Is Nate posting something that's fake?
Whoa, Nate, did Nate just break news in my outro? All right. Can somebody fact check that while I'll just keep going through this? Find me on Sunday and Tuesday night at the Clout Route.
Yep.
Check out our newest episode with Dalton Pruitt. Go ahead.
He just got traded to the Bears.
Keenan Allen to
fourth round pick.
What? Enjoy 6 games of the best wide receiver production you've seen in Chicago ever. And unfortunately, several more weeks of frustrating injury news. But for now, we celebrate, right, Nate? Pumped. It's a big name.
I love that for them. Like fourth round pick, but
it's a good thing.
They got him and DJ Moore on the same team. Like, whoa.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like Keenan Allen, this isn't 2018, 2019 anymore. You know, I think I hate to say it. I know he's still good, but I don't feel like he ever plays a full season anymore. I think, I don't know, 4th round does feel low, but hey, good for the Bears. Do they know? Have they decided who their quarterback's going to be?
Nope.
Are they out on fields?
They still have not decided. So,
well, it'll be good for somebody. Let's get drunk tonight, Nate says. Well, I might just do that. Wow.
Breaking news. Get some Malort.
Get some of that.
They released Mike Williams, too. That's wild.
Yeah. What is it? Jim Harbaugh's gotten over. They had such a bad cap situation.
Mike Williams makes sense to me though, because I think he was gonna what did they save against the cap, like 20 million or something?
20 mil on that cut, yeah.
Yeah,
and he's gonna miss a lot of the year with that ACL too.
Yeah, it's the same deal. Like they're both really good, but when you add Keenan Allen and Mike Williams together, you get one, top tier wide receiver because they never play together. Maybe like 3 weeks out of the season they'll play together. It's like having Zion and Brandon Ingram on the same team. It's like, oh man, just for 15 of those games, baby. Woo, man. Yeah, dude, Jim Harbaugh is maybe cooking. I don't know.
Jim, he's got. They got.
He's shitting himself.
They have such a mess of a cap space. There's nothing else you can do, right?
Well, I would think, but there we go, guys. Breaking news from the NFL on our way out, which reminds me, be sure to like and subscribe for when our NFL show Necessary Roughness gets back up. That'll be Tuesdays at 9 p.m. And of course, Carnage Unleashed, we'll have that Wednesdays at 7:30, right before James and I go live on Han Shot First on our sister station Dweeb. Other than that, find me on Twitter at @KevNevick_. And we thank you all again so much for watching, fellas. Any final thoughts on that big Bears trade or anything else before we bid them adieu?
I love it.
If they're smart, keep Fields.
I would keep Fields too. I would.
Trade the number 1 to fill all your other holes. Keep Fields. Have yourself a year.
Let's say, if you already have Fields on your team, I wouldn't be using my number 1 overall pick on a dude who cries in his mom's lap. I'm just saying. Pressing X to doubt.
Press
on Williams.
X to doubt.
All right. And with that, I think it's time that we get the hell on out of here. Thank you all so much. One last ad for you. Peace.
Sports.
Are you looking for an energy boost without the jitters? Let our friends at Dubby Energy help you with their fantastic selection of flavors. Just visit www.dubby.gg and use the code BITESIZESPORTS at checkout for 10% off your order total. Again, that is www.dubby.gg. Code BITESIZESPORTS.